New belt's running real good on there. Just wrapping up this job. Whole lot of carbonless and wrapping the covers and stitching it. Should have that done tomorrow. I think this week I'd like to talk about how to put, I guess, guardrails in place if you're owning and running a business, or even if you're working for somebody, how to not let your job take over your life. So hopefully this will be helpful. These are a couple things that I have done and continue to do, even though it's not always easy to try and juggle private life, family life, and business as well, and do a good job at both of them. Now the reason I'm thinking about this week in particular is this week I'm going on vacation with my family, actually a staycation where we're staying home and everybody's just coming over and hanging out for a few days. And the problem is on a small business where each team player has a lot of responsibilities, you hurt that much more during vacation season when somebody leaves, because the reality is those days nothing's going to happen in here. So if somebody has something to print, it's tough luck. And typically how I prepare myself for like a week's vacation is making sure that I have nothing scheduled that week, and all of the types of printing jobs that come each month or in a certain amount of time, that I have those done before or after the time that I'm out. And then I put in an automatic email reply that apologizes for the inconvenience, but I will be back on this date. And it's always a sacrifice, because you take off a couple days, when you come back to work, you can guarantee you there's a ton of voice messages, emails, everything. There's a bunch of work to do, and you kind of have to play catch up. But it's good to have that quality time with family. Something else I do on a small scale to kind of separate business from family life is that I try not to work on evenings or weekends, and most of the times I can pull that off, but sometimes like this week, where I only have a few work days before I go on vacation, I'm going to be working early in the morning and late at night to just get everything done that needs to be done that week. Another thing I do is I don't check emails outside of the 7 to 5 where I typically am Monday to Friday here. So evenings and weekends, I don't have access to my email. I'm completely disconnected from it. And that way it separates business and your life outside of business. And the dangerous thing is somebody like me, I enjoy my job, so it's very easy for your job to become a priority, and then obviously your family suffers. So that's what I do to try and separate the two, and not allow business to take over. And the reality is everybody can easily admit to, if I'm at home in the evenings or at home during the weekends and you get an email that's bad news for the business, well, it kind of ruins that night or ruins the weekend. It's just best to keep them separate. That's how I do it. I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but that's what I do. Oh yeah, and my cell phone, yeah, that doesn't get given out to anybody. It's only the business line. I mean, no offense to anybody. That's one way I draw the line too. Try not to let your job define you. I know it's incredibly difficult sometimes for that, and it's tough to even try and understand, but don't let your job define who you are. I mean, you can still be proud of what you do, but if it defines you, if it gets taken away from you, or if something bad happens, I mean, that's you lose what you live for. So, you know, try and let something else define you, maybe. Another general rule of thumb for me is to trust other people's opinion basically above my own. So if you're married, trust your spouse if they're saying that you're spending too much time at work, or trust a family member or a coworker or an employee. If somebody calls you out, I mean, just don't ignore that. You don't necessarily have to do what they're saying, but you should probably take it into consideration. And you know, let's be honest. If you work in the graphics industry and you're printing or doing something like that, chances are every day is a vacation. It's just a lot of fun. But don't forget to go recharge your batteries, spend time with friends and family, like I'm about ready to do with Sadie, right? Catch you on the next one. Bye.